like what is the component in Cisco SD-WAN, and I think most of us were available on that particular day where we discussed these things. So moving forward, we are today discussing the key point like how we onboard the new edges. Could be VH, could be CH, could be cloud VH, and how SD-WAN works like, what is the template here, feature template, device template, what is the GUI, detailed overview, what we can check from the GUI, what component is for what, and what manipulation we can do from the GUI itself, basic troubleshooting commands for control connection while we are making any device to join Viptela Fabric. Okay guys, so most of the time what happened is we have a two procedure. One is known as ZTP, okay, another one is known as PNP. So the basic difference, PNP plug and
Are you
play.
sharing something?
I'm not sharing anything as of now.
Okay, then it's okay.
Yeah, I'll share it later. So the first thing which we used is a ZTP, and second thing which we used as a PNP. PNP, all we know is at plug and play. PNP basically used for Cedges, the hardware which when manufactured by Cisco, and ZTP is mainly used for all the VHs, Viptela devices. Okay, we discussed in the last session that 100M, 100V, 1000, 2000, and 5000 is the only VHs from Viptela end, and then rest all it is ISR, ASR, CS Cloud, ISR, CS Cloud, ASR. These are from the Cisco. So the basic hardware device Cisco introduced with the Viptela is ISR 11004G and 11006G with Viptela aware firmware. So these are actually the looks like of these devices also same as we have in the Viptela, but rest of them otherwise all the CAGs works differently. Okay, so first thing which we need to understand, let me quickly share my screen now, and I will discuss this. So if you can see here that the center part is allocated for the controllers. We discussed about the controller like a Vmond, Vmange, and vsmart. Vmond is responsible for first entry point, could be kind of gatekeeper, and the first authoritative device in your Viptela fabric who allows you to join the Viptela fabric. Then it's a Vmanage, completely for management purpose. You can send, you can create, you can manipulate any policy from the Vmanage GUI or push them onto the end device. It could be either another controller, Vbond and vsmart, as well as the edge devices. So how it works with that protocol known as netconf. Okay, and apart from that management purpose, we can also leverage vmanage for troubleshooting. If we need to get the statics from the device, we need to check the real-time bandwidth, drops, latency, jitter, application flow, top talkers, on-demand troubleshooting. Everything is available on vmanage if you have purchased the service. Apart from that, there's a one more thing which is associated with vmanage in recent year is known as vanalytics. vanalytics gives you a more granular view for each and every packet level, and it's again depends on to your customer or BT. If they have purchased for their service, then you have only access for that. If you not, then we will see that option there, but if there's no license purchase for that, then you won't be able to log in. It's a different login for this vanalytics. When we comes to the vsmart is again brain of this solution. It's the only who can work, who can send, who can collect all the sites edge devices prefixes, routing, whatever you are using. You can construct the policy on vmanage and then apply it to the vsmart, and then vsmart will instruct edge devices as per the policy configured on vsmart via vmanage. Okay, so the policy constructed on a vmanage in a manner, when it's applied on or getting pushed on the vsmart, and then vsmart will send specific policy to the edge devices as per the policy we have constructed. As per the site id, it's a vpn kind of policy. So basically we have kind of one single policy which is known as centralized policy. This is one for all the device. Then we have a data policy. Data policy could be a different for different region. Then we have a localized policy. Again, the localized policy could be a different. Okay. So these are the policy. Apart from that, we have another EAR policy also, app aware routing and cflowd. So it's up to customer if they want to leverage of all the features of the SD-WAN, or if they want to just stick with some limited feature. Okay. So when we are talking about VHs, first we will talk. There's a two type of things which we can do, which we how we can onboard any VH onto the Viptela fabric. First thing always would be remain as a manual approach. I will come to that how we can. I will demonstrate that also, what basic configuration you need to apply on any edge while you are trying to make this VH join any Viptela fabric. But let's talk about the ZTP first. So VA's ZTP is another server which we can say hosted somewhere in the Cisco cloud. Okay, where when you purchase any device for any contract, that time that device got registered on that ZTP server. Okay, and when you try to connect any edge device without any interruption, what you need, if you have any ISP upstream, the port should be DSCP enabled, and it will get all the IP address from this particular port. Otherwise, you need to manually statically configure the IP address if you don't have DSCP enabled feature with your ISP modem or router. Okay, when it first the control sorry, the WAN link comes up, it will try to reach that this particular server jtp.viptela.com. And what jtp.viptela.com does, it checks in its database if this serial number or this organization number, it looks for only this organization number, this serial number is mapped with this particular organization number. If yes, what it will say, it will give the vbond IP to this vh. And then second thing what vh will do, it will reach out to the vbond, because it will give the URL, the public IP for that vbond, and it will reach out to the vbond. Once it will reach to the vbond, the certificates, root csert, all these things are getting exchanged, and then vbond, one vbond will check its database. I have explained that thing, how the whitelisting would be done on the PNP portal, how the vbond, vmanage and vsmart already know about this vh, which is about to join the Viptela fabric. I believe who joined the last session, they have already aware about it. Is it fine so far, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So once these all the certificates getting exchanged, these things happened, then vbond will provide the IP address of vmanage and vsmart. And before vsmart and vmanage, this connection by default, whatever this connection is with the controllers, is DTLS. Okay. So there's a two type of protocol running for tunneling. One is TLS, another is DTLS, and the basic difference is, I would say, I will not go into the deep. The basic difference is this runs over UDP and this runs over TCP. That's the only difference. So once this VAs get the details of this vmanage and this vsmart, this connection to the vbond will tear down. You will no longer able to see the DTLS or TLS connection with the vbond is up. Okay, then you will only see that vmanage and vsmart control connection is showing up on each and every transport where you have configured it to allowed. If you have somehow configured maximum control connection set to be 0, then it will not form the control connection on that particular WAN or TLOC link. Okay, so now what happened is, for instance, I have here some prefixes in the LAN. Okay, by default, VAs will advertise connected, static, and OSPF, external route, in the OMP without redistributing it. If you not, then still it will by default redistribute it. But apart from that, if you need to redistribute it, you need to go to the OMP process and then need to redistribute BGP, OSPF internal, or there's a two way. First, you can advertise all these prefixes by directly going in the global configuration on the OMP. And the another way is just go to the inside of the service VPN and then advertise these all the prefixes or all the protocols or all the things in the OMP.
So this
Okay.
is after the vmanage connection has been set up, right?
Yes, 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 absolutely. Okay. So why I'm discussing that part, I'll demonstrate you also that particular part. But once the vmanage and vsmart control connection formed with vH, now you have two options. Either you can manually configure this vH by localized policy, by another TLOC which is available, by OMP, by BFD, by IPsec, whatever you want to configure. For instance, in the LAN, you want to configure OSPF, BGP, EIGRP. That's up to you. Either you have a template already configured, device template here, and each and everything is filled on this template. So you can directly attach this device chassis number to this template here and all the values like on the LAN side, what would be the speed duplex, what would be the protocol, what would be the prefixes for third party sachet application like your Zscaler, your Cisco Umbrella, your Prisma or Symantec, Palo Alto, whatever you are using for cloud security. You can configure that also in the CSV file. It's known as, I will show you how it's configured. So let's go through it first. And then you can directly push this device in the vmanage mode in particular template, and all the configuration will get pushed out to this device with the full and final configuration, and device is ready with all the final configuration. That's another simple way which generally follows while we are doing the SD-WAN migration. And if there's some issues with the template, you don't know the template name, you have only configuration, running configuration, and you don't know how to attach with the template or CSV file, or you have to replace any VAs, because you guys or we guys are not generally doing the migration. We are only and only come to know to add any device to Viptela Fabric when device gone faulty and there's a new RMA device at site. Then only we get chance to add this device on the Viptela Fabric. So at that particular time, if you are aware about this procedure, the template name, each and everything, which you will get to know in coming future while you are working on the SD-WAN boxes more and more. But if you still don't know and you have to do it, what you can do, you can help with the old existing configuration and manually configure it. Okay, that's another way. So while we are talking about VH, what basic configuration you need to put here? So I will quickly tell you. First thing, that's the ZTP process I told you. It will get all the VWAN and these detail from the ZTP. If it is not ZTP, okay, not zero touch provisioning, and you have to manually configure any VH, what things you need to be add on the VA's basic configuration is system IP. System IP again unique to per device. site ID is unique to per site. If site has 2, 3, 4 VHs, CHs, still the site ID will be remain the same. That's how we can get rid of asymmetric routing. Otherwise, everyone is making everything with each other, and vsmart will be getting confused. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Organization name. It should be there, and it should be unique for per organization. There's a one more thing, SP sub organization name, but which you don't need to add. If you want, then you can, but otherwise don't need to add. Another thing is vbond name or URL, whatever it is. Okay. Apart from that, you need to configure a TLOC WAN interface, at least minimum one TLOC or WAN interface, whatever it is MPLS or it is internet, whatever. You need to configure at least one interface to form a control connection. Later on the final configuration, you can push all the final configuration in one go by a template, and then all the TLOC will comes up. And last thing is default route towards your ISP. So these are the basic and minimum configurations should be there on the box while you are trying to bring this device up or join Viptela Fabric. If anything goes wrong, it will create a problem and will not allow you to join the Viptela Fabric. Okay, now I will show you on a real-time device. So let me quickly stop it here. For instance, if I am in I will take you through the GUI also, each and every component. But before that, let us know how to bring up any device, what happens, and then we will go to the GUI. Manage now. Now you need to go to the vcell. Here you need to put the any device which is you want to take a backup. I'm just demonstrating you what basic configuration you can get from the existing device if this device has some issue. So basically going here, I can show you directly from here also. Just go here, configuration, and then device. For instance, we have a problem with this device. Okay, this is the device which gone faulty or either which have some issue and we need to replace it. So what you can simply do here, you just click on three dots, click here on three dots, and just click on the local configuration. If device is up and reachable, you are able to get the running configuration. If device is not reachable, you need to get the only local configuration. Okay, so that's the way. For instance, right now I'm getting the running configuration just to demonstrate you. So get that all copied here, put here in one go. That's the configuration which is currently applied on this box. So what you need, system. TechX you also don't need. AAA TechX you don't need. Admin you also don't need. This is you also don't need. So see here carefully, guys. Everyone is looking in my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so see here inside the system configuration, we have a description which is your host name, which is not mandatory at the time of bringing this device up. We have a host name. It is not mandatory, but good practice to get the host name in place. Again, location is not mandatory, but again, good practice to have this on the your template or your basic configuration, so that anyhow this configuration will be getting pushed when you will push the final template or final configuration. but still if you want you can get it here. But what I will do, these things which are not mandatory, I will remove them. Host name, system ID, site ID, this is also not required. This is also not required. This is also SP organization name. If you want to put, you can put it is same as the organization name. But if you want it, then it's fine. If don't, remove it. AAA we don't need. Username password would be the admin by default in the Cisco device. We don't need this logging information. We don't need this OMP information. We don't need also banner information. What we need, VPN 0 transport. We don't need this BGP things here. Just remove it, end it. That's the one interface. However, we have a two interface here. Okay, we have a four interface here, two from this device and two from TLOC extension. But what I will do to make it easy for you guys, I will just remove 54. So remove this all LAN prefixes also. We don't need this. Hit enter. That's it. We don't need this, all the information here. Okay. So what I have discussed here, what we need, that's the only thing I'm putting here. System IP, site ID, organization name, vbond IP, TLOC, WAN link, and default route. So this is the information we would be required only to bring any device join Viptela Fabric. So this is your system IP. This is your site ID. This is your organization name. I told you this is not mandatory, but if you want to put, you can put it. This is your vbond name. This is your public IP for your vbond. Okay. And make sure this name and this name should be exactly same because it works as an ACL. Okay. Now coming to this, on the TLOC interface, we don't need any ACL. We don't need netting enabled as of now. We need tunnel interface this. We don't need this preference here. We don't need this group here. We can give the color absolutely. And that's the thing I was talking about. If any time you found this control connection set to be 0, it means we are forcing VAs do not form any control connection over this TLOC. Okay. If it is 2, what does it mean? Maximum with one controller, you can form a 2 control connection. Okay. Again, these are the things you don't need to be taken care. It will be there automatically. Okay. And later on, you can also configure with final configuration. You also don't need to put this here. Speed duplex you can put if it is as per standard. No shutdown. Shipping rate you don't need to push. QoS you don't need to push. Upstream, downstream bandwidth you don't need to push. Okay. So this is the only configuration we required to join any device Viptela Fabric.
Sandeep, this default route is pointing toward vManage IP like
No,
222.233.90.
it's not vManage IP. It's the local ISP gateway. If you can check here, that's the IP of interface, and this is the default
Okay.
gateway.
For
Okay.
it is for ZTP purpose, like you have
No,
told us
it is
here.
not for ZTP purpose. It is manually. ZTP, I told you once you have this interface configured here as a DSCP, okay,
Mm-hmm.
This interface is configured here, DSCP. It will get the IP address, default gateway, DNS, all the information from DSCP. Then it will try
Okay.
to reach that ZTP server. ZTP server will check for the if this device is need to join my Viptela fabric. If yes, he found the organization name and everything with this serial number. He will provide all the details to this VAs that you need to join this B bond. So this B bond information is not here when we are doing ZTP. That will be provided by ZTP server only.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is I'm talking about the manual. ZTP
Manual.
is kind of very simple. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and most of the time you will not get chance to do ZTP until or unless you are not in any migration team. If you are doing a Mars rollout, Mars migration, then you will get chance to use that ZTP. Otherwise, that's the best thing you need to put in the device manually. Okay. Now here commit and save. You can put or commit only commit and quit. You can put here or either you can only put the commit here. So that's the only configuration you need to put on any VAs with FE. You can share this detail with FE or either FE can share console and you can go to here like I will show you here. Okay, now you need to put here system and then just copy this from here to here and hit enter. Okay, what it will do, it will make a control connection with at least vsmart, vmanage and vwan. So once you will put that, then what you need to check, so control connection. So if it is forming a control connection, you will see here the vsmart, vbond, vmanage, everything in the first instance. Okay, once it form the permanent connection with vsmart and vmanage, the vbond will goes away. Now you can see here only vsmart and vmanage. Okay, so most of the time what you will see a single vmanage on one link only, whatever is up first. Okay, but the vsmart, it will have a redundancy, like it will form a control connection OMP with both of the vsmarts, but it will only install all the prefixes from only active vsmart. So this is the active vsmart for this. It's getting same routes, but getting installed only from this vsmart. Okay, most of the time the lower system IP will prefer as a primary, but there's a lots of another criteria how they elected as a primary and secondary. Okay, site ID, lower system ID, whatever the lower will prefer as a primary most of the time. Okay, so that is how you can bring any device here on the Viptela fabric. Then once you will bring this device up, you can come here in the network section. You can see here that device should be up and reachable. And now if you want to add that device in a template, what you need to do, first I need to check the template name. So system status. So that's the command. That is how you come to know that if device is on CLI mode or is on vmanage mode. So if vmanage mode is true, that means the device is bound with template and it is attached to the template, and you will get to know the template name on which template it is getting attached. If device is on CLI mode, you will see here false, vmanaged false, and here you will see none. So that's the template where this device is getting connected. So you can go here now. Once device up and reachable, all the control connection is up with this particular T-lock. Just go here to configure, then the template, and here you can paste the template name, hit enter. Before making any changes, if this is related or the common name till here, you will get more device template here. Just stretch it to the till the end and verify if it is the same. Now here on this template, you will come to know how many feature template attached to this device template. Okay, and how many devices are attached to this particular template only. If you want to check how many devices are attached, you can click here. You will get to know each and everything. And for us, what we need to do, we need to click here, click on attach. In our case, we have already attached, but I'm showing you how you can attach this device. You need to attach here. You need to put the system IP here for this device, which is your or the host name, whatever you have handy. Hit enter. You don't see the option to attach because this device is already attached. Likewise, if I'll go here, click here, detach this device and click here, you will come to know the device. So we can click here while deattaching. Same thing we need to click while attaching. Select this, click on this arrow, this device here. Now instead of attach here, detach, you will see the attach. Click on attach, then it will ask you for the fill the template if there's any variable. That's a different thing we will discuss in some later days, how we can manually fill the device in the template. Okay, so that's the way how you can attach any device or detach any device from the template. So likewise, what I will do for you guys, I will just download it and I will show you how we can detach this device from the template in the CLI mode. So what's the basic problem is, like this device is attached to the any template. Now if you go to config, okay, config T, now do show interface description here, and I have a this LAN port is configured here, which is again in sub interface. Lots of port is there. Rest all port are occupied apart from this. So let's suppose I want to, this is admin down, you can see here, I want to enable that port. So I will go VPN 0 interface, this one, hit enter. Now no shutdown, hit enter, commit, hit enter. It will not allow you to make any changes on this device. Whatever you want to do, you cannot do. This device is being managed by Vmange. Configuration through the CLI is not allowed. So that's the difference. Okay. Same thing with this particular device. I can make the changes from the template also. Okay. So if I want to disable it without converting this device into CLI mode, I can do it from the GUI also. So what you need to do in that case, just click on this device hostname, come here, click here, go to configure, then device, then click here, put the name here, hit enter, click on these three dots, change device value. You can see here. But before doing this, before making any changes, first thing what I did, I have downloaded this template here. If you can see, where is it? Let me show you that way. That's the template. Okay. Now, so you can see here, this is the CSV file, Excel file. Okay. Here is the host name and how many devices are bound with this particular template is the system IP here. Here is the host name. Apart from that, each and every configuration is here. Like what is the LAN interface? Okay. What is the IPsec configuration? You will see each and everything is configured here. What is the key for IPsec? You will come to know here. What is the key for BGP? What is the LAN prefixes? I am configured. Each and everything is here. QoS, local policy, whatever it is, service chaining, this one. So anything which is configured in this template is configurable or manipulated by the GUI as well via the change device value. So if you'll go here now, I need to shut down this interface. Why I'm shutting it down, unsetting it because it's not in use. It's admin set, correct? So for demonstration, I can go here, click on these three dots, edit device template here. Now check for that interface. If that interface is part of CSV file, then only you will come to know or able to see here this interface. Otherwise, it will not show you here. And I'm 100% sure it's supposed to be not here because that is not the part of our CSV template. Yes, that's not here. Okay, so in that case, you cannot do it. But if you want to bounce that port, for instance, this is my MPLS port. So you can bounce it from here. You want to change the speed. Okay, you want to change the MTU value, you want to change the bandwidth, you want to change the description, okay, you want to change the BGP router interface, whatever configured in CSV file, remote AS, password, key, shared key, everything you can manipulate. You want to add any new LAN prefixes who's supposed to advertise from the LAN subnet to OMP, you can also add this prefix here. If you want to remove the service chaining, you can remove it from here and then click on update and this detail will be get populated here. Anyway, what I'm doing is as of now for showing you is I quickly do exit, exit or end, whatever you prefer. No, I want to don't make any changes. Anyway, SD-WAN box will be give you by mistake if you have done anything and you forget while you don't want to save and while exiting or ending it from that mode, vmanage will still tell you that you have some uncompleted changes. If you still want to undo it or you want to save them, likewise I have tried to unsert this port and then commit, it has given me this error, and while this I came to know that I cannot modify it. So I exit from here and it's still asking me that you tried to make some changes which is not committed or saved. If you still want to, if you will put here yes, it will again throw you same error. You cannot change, but it is helpful while device in CLI mode. In the CLI mode, it will still give you the same two-time checks. Okay, so OSPF neighbor, there's no SPF, so run VPN 10. Okay, there's no SPF, blah, 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 nothing. So, we can, I have a lots of ARP. So what I'm going to do is now, I am removing this device from template. So before removing it, so I need to take some pre-checks like I'm getting ARP in the LAN. I have a control connection up. I have a BFD up. So BFD summary, how many BFD is up? So control connections, how many control connection is formed while I was on device in the working state. So OSPF never to OSPF neighbor. So interface. So that's the best thing I can get from here. So clock and then so system status in the last so that you will be remembering with this template name. Now, if I'll go here again, configure template and search for this particular template. Are you guys with me? Still with me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is the template which is bounded with this device. I have clicked here on three dots. Now I want to convert this device on CLI mode. So I will quickly click on the detached device. Now it is showing how many device is attached with this particular template. It will automatically show you. Anyway, what you need to do, you need to again verify it from the device. Copy the device name or host name either on the system name, system IP, and then paste here, hit enter, click here, select this in the left column, this one, select it and detach it. While you are detaching it, it will show you all the process here. Each and everything is happening with this particular device now. You will come to know if it is getting failed, not validating, you will get error right here. That action you are trying to push is not validated, and this all information is taken care by netconf protocol. What I was discussing, that vmanage is responsible to push each template configuration, any changes, policy. So that's the netconf protocol which is working in the backend, and you can see here the each and everything. It will pop up while you are upgrading device with any firmware, while you are pushing any template, while you are adding any feature template, while you are detaching. So it will give you all the information here when you started and when it's done. Change configuration mode to CLI. Success. Now, if you go here on the device, check for the same command output. What I told you earlier, you will get the same result. I told you if it is not in vmanage mode, it will show you false here, and the name of configuration template would be none. So now I can make any changes on the device, which we don't need to do in the production environment. Be very specific what you are changing and what would be the impact. Likewise, I will give you a small example. So control connections. If you see here, I have a vmanage control connection with only and only MPLS link. Okay, you see here the vmanage control connection. I told you only one vmanage control connection will be formed. On vsmart we can form two. Okay, for MPLS you can see here I am forming, and this device is controlled by now, means I am accessing this device through the vmanage only via this MPLS link, which is here, right here. If you will shut by mistake without checking this interface, if you try to bounce it, you will lose the access. However, you will get the access through the Vg internet or other available TLOC, which is up right now. But be very sure and very specific about what you need to bounce and when you need to bounce, because before checking this and randomly if you try to bounce it, you will lose the access, and then you will realize what happened, why the control connection, why the device is not accessible now. At the same time, on the vmanage, if you will check here on the vmanage on the network segment, it will show you device is unreachable. However, the data plane will be keeps working with the other TLOC and other WAN link which is available on the device. And once it will form a vmanage control connection with other color which is available, could be Vg internet or private one or custom one, it will take some time to sync that information to vmanage GUI. and then it will show you only here after 1, 2, 3 or 5 minutes. It depends on the speed of that link or the loss, latency, everything could be considered how that is reaching here on this particular color, and then it will only show you reachable here. Okay, so be very specific on that particular things. So for instance, I am now showing here conf t vpn 0 interface ze 0/3. I can see this interface is not in use. I can set it and commit what I was showing you and quit. Hit enter. So interface description now. We'll check. You found here that there's nothing is connected as of now, so will not show you any helpful. But let's see, shows anything. The motive of showing this, then once the device is on the CLI mode, because there's nothing connected, it's showing us down, but it should not show us admin down.
That's why it is not up. Yeah.
So but again, you can
We can run the
change,
command in the CLI mode after the
yeah, to
detection.
make any
This
changes.
is the main purpose. Yes.
So now if you want, if anyone told you that bring this device in the CLI mode, so your first question should be what is the template name, device template name. Okay, so this is my device template name here, where it is, this one. What I will do, I will select this, again go here, go to configuration, and go to template, go to hit enter. Again, you can see here now the attached device is 3, earlier it was showing 4. Attach to the same device back. Enter. Now earlier when we are trying to detach it, it was not showing us because the device itself already attached to the disk template. But now you can see it's giving chance because it means it is not attached. So you can select it, swap it here, attach it, and it will again go through the same process. Here it will give you a extra bit of things which you can confirm before attaching this device to the template. So you can click on edit device template here. Now if these values are already here and you still want to make some changes, like you want to shift the traffic, you want to set the LAN interface while attaching this device, if the LAN is set in the CLI mode also due to some operational issue, customer says that I want traffic back to the secondary VAs, not on this, and but the device should be attached on the template. So what you can do while applying this, you can just simply set it by clicking this. Okay, and update it. It will keep you shut here. Anyway, this is not in use here in our case. You can see here it's clearly shown here. This is not in use. You can see here not in use. So whatever is in use, this is also not in use. This is also not in use. So what is our LAN interface is it's supposed to be up. So like this one. This is our voice VLAN here. It is up. This is our data VLAN here, which is up. If you want to set that, you can do. Otherwise, just cancel it. And when you click on next, so here you will get one more chance. If you have specific to this, you want to download this specific device CSV file, that's also the option, and that will help you at the time of uh, uh, when you want to attach new serial number, means this device gone faulty. Now you want all the configuration should be same, only the device chassis value got changed. So that's the way you can attach any new device in the template mode for the final configuration. What you need to do, just put that new device chassis value here, rest thing will be remain the same. And while applying this device, this template to the device, come here and upload this. Okay. However, I have shown you in the download fashion, you can upload it. Now, click on next. While you are doing next, vmanage will give you a lots of chance to verify your configuration. It's not like that you have clicked on next and it's gone. It's not like that. There's a lots of parameter before anything you are applying from the GUI. It will give you use help of hand. So here, what you can do, this is the device. Click on here, this particular device. It will generate the running configuration, which is bound with this template. What is going to be applied on this template? It will show you all this detail. And what I'm is this one. Okay. System. Okay. So what it's showing you the configuration on this template. This is the configuration which is going to be applied. But if you want to check what changes you have made during applying this particular template, so what you can do, just click here, come here, click on config difference, and then click on side by side difference. So what it will show you, this is the local configuration which is currently on device, and this is the new configuration which is about to vmanage push this particular device. So you can see here the difference. If you found any point of time anything was supposed to be not there, so what does it mean? It will give you a 3 or 4 chance to while you are isolating any site. So it will give you a use help here. Anyway, apart from this, if still you have done some mistake here, you forget to get that detail, what it should be not there, and for somehow it's not came up. So there is a configuration rollback timer. So by default, I think it's a 5 or 10 minute. If it is not found, if this configuration is not good enough to join the controller or Viptela fabric for this device, what vmanage will do, vmanage will roll back this new configuration and put this older configuration by default without any intervention and make this device visible again on the vmanage. So that's the another beauty of this SD-WAN solution. So once you will click on configure here, it will again go by the same process. Now it will show you what configuration, what template you are bounding with this device. It will show you the name. Checking and creating device in vmanage. If this is valid template, generating configuration from the template, and then it will get pushed to the in the device, and then it will come up with a success. Okay. Updating device configuration, sending configuration to device, complete template push to the device. It has been completed. Now within a few seconds, it will give you an alarm with the success here, where it's showing in progress now. See? So the template is attached to the device. You can see here, template successfully attached to the device. Now you can go here on CLI mode, get the same output here, and you came to know that the device is now back on the template mode. Now you cannot make any changes from the CLI. At the same time, you can verify the things like show control connection, what you have done earlier before making change or converting this device to CLI, show anything you want to check, show interface description. So what is the other thing you can realize here? Interface. So this port is up physically up since that many days, that many days, that many days. While we have attached device, removed device, if it is not impacting or not related to these particular thing, it will not get impact with anything on the device. Getting my point?
Yes.
So control connection were up earlier from that many days, 11 days, 8 hour, 11 days, still it is same. So whatever we have done, if it is not related to that particular change or that particular T-lock, that pushing template and deattaching template will not impact. But if it is related to, like you have shut it down on the template itself, then it will get impacted. Okay. So is it clear so far how we bring the device up and how basically we check the control connection is up or not? Is that part is clear? Or if anyone have any query, you are free to ask.
Yeah, how do we change the protocol in the from DTLS to TLS in the beginning? Like when if it is not
See,
working, let's say.
see, if we don't need to change it, if it is a design, as per design, by default DTLS is enable. Okay.
Right.
But we don't need to change it in BT itself. If you go to any customer, now BT is not recommending to any customer or customer requirement is not such like we need to run on the TLS. Then we don't need to bother with that. Why we need to change on the TLS? We can keep it with DTLS. What's the problem with DTLS? But it's again a question for the time of migration, because we cannot do in the device while our all the overlay is running or all the underlay is running over DTLS, and now one new device came up and you are trying to form with the DTLS. Either that is not allowed somehow in the control policy also. They have blocked that. We are only want to make the control connection over DTLS. So it's a decision at the time of migration. Once it decided, we don't need to bother about that.
Just answer to your question in anyhow if you still want to know that by default control plane use DTLS as a protocol that provides privacy on all the tunnels. DTLS, as I told you, run over UDP and TLS run over TCP. But still at the time of migration, if you want to all the control connection and overlay formed over TLS, then there is a command known as security control protocol and then TLS. When you execute this command on the vsmart and then the edges, it will automatically form the control connection on TLS. I hope it's clear now.
Device local properties, when it's that's the command. So that's the command that will give you an insight that how many TLOC we have configured on this particular box. So we have two. This is one. This is second. Okay. And if there's any issue, any point of time, here you can also see to vsmart Vmange 0, to vsmart Vmange 1. So that is what I was trying to explain you earlier. You need to check that first, either the control connection forming with Vig internet or MPLS. If you are about to bounce any port, you need to check that part first. So if you know already that we need to bounce anyhow MPLS and the control connection is forming with MPLS, then we have no choice. We have to bounce it. It will automatically switch over the Vig internet and come back to the MPLS again. But if there's no, we have a more than 3 or 4 link here and we don't need to touch that MPLS, there's some critical things are going on, then in that case you need to check that first. That's the way we can check how many T-logs we have available on any particular box. Now, what is the underlay problem with this particular link while DTLS connection is trying to form on that particular port here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 is the base port. Okay, so you can do show control connection history, and that command will give you the output since when there was an issue with underlay. If you will check this part, vbond, tear down, and that's the problem discovery, you can come here and check for that particular error. What is the error? Disconnect V1 after register reply. What does it mean? We don't need to bother about this problem anyhow, anyway. Because what I told you that this is not a permanent connection. This DTLS connection is not a permanent connection. It's a temporary. Once it authorized to do, and any point of time is Vmanage, any VA's WAN link got flapped, it will again try to form the V bond. But once it again formed, it will tear down with the Vmanage and vsmart information given to VA, and then it will tear down. So what we are concerned about is this particular part, deconf failure. If we are getting this error here, not this error here, what does it mean? There is some issue with the underlay. If you can check here, everything is written here. What is the deconf meaning? So most of the time deconf means that the DTLS in the path is not able to reach or form the control connection with that particular controller. Okay, so that's the one way for checking it. How many times there's an underlay issue, you can check like that, and each and every local or remote error, you can check the status from this output here. Okay, now if you want to check how many T-logs I have and how many BFD I have formed over these T-logs, so you can check. So BFD T-log summary list. So it will give you an output that on this particular T-log, I have 65, out of them 62 is up. On this particular, I have 43, out of them 40 is up. And why 40 is up? It could be issue on the remote side also, not on that particular side, but on the remote side. Like I check, so BFD session status down, and you will get the information of how many is down, and with whom it is down. So you can check that also. So I think, yeah, the last part I think I have here is come to everyone with me here, still here on call.
Yes.
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 So that's the thing which we can say how the device join new device via about a VAs. If we talk about the CAs, there's a different thing. That's the configuration, basic configuration, which we need to paste on the CAs. Like first thing, what we need to do, we need to stop the PNP service if we are doing it manually. Okay. Then we need to go to config transaction. We need to put the system IP. We need to put the site IP. We need to put the organization name. Okay. We need to put the vbond IP. Then we need to commit it. That's the one thing, basic configuration. Another thing, as I told in my last conversation, we have discussing CAs and VAs. So that's the basic difference. If you want to any CAs become a act as a SD-WAN aware device, so what we need to do, we need to manually ask that VH port what is your mode. So basically, there's a two mode on the CAs when it's comes up in the normal situation. One is autonomous mode and another is controller mode. So controller mode support SD-WAN, and autonomous, when it is in autonomous mode, what does it mean? It's a normal legacy device. You can configure it as a legacy router. But if you want to configure it as a SD-WAN box, you need to change the mode as a controller, and then it will act as a SD-WAN box. So after that, you need to put some IPs, same we have configured in the VAs. We need to configure any interface, like if it is a WAN interface, yes, WAN interface, no shutdown, IP address, that's it. But that's the global configuration, if you can see here. At the same time, what we need to do, we need to make another virtual tunnel interface here. We need to bound this interface. We need to give as a source interface, and then we need to put the command tunnel mode SD-WAN. Then it will only understand that, yeah, now I need to act as a SD-WAN interface. Otherwise, it will not. So there's a lots of work in compared to VHs. In VHs, you just need to go here, you need to put the IP address, then go to tunnel interface, put the IPsec, GRE, whatever you want to do, configure, then color and each and everything is speed duplex. But in the Cedges, we need to do it twice. First, we need to configure the IP in global mode. Then we need to create a tunnel interface. On the tunnel interface, we need to bound this. We need to give as a source IP unnumbered, IP6. Then we need to configure the mode as SD-WAN. Then we need to go to SD-WAN process. Inside the SD-WAN, now you can configure encapsulation, IPsec, color, and each things. So that's the difference between Vmage and Cedge when we are bringing them up. So I will quickly go through now in GUI. So that the first screen, what you can see when you open any Vmanage dashboard. Here you will show you how many VAs, how many Vmages, install total, out of them how many is unavailable, how many vbond is here, how many vmanage is here, how many times who rebooted in last 24 hour. If you can click here, it will show you the detail when one who rebooted by any chance, if it's a power issue, if it is a firmware upgradation while we are activating, if your certificate is about to expire, that is also shown here, how many license you have, how many device you have. Control status, control up, partial up, control down. What does it mean? 322 device, how many TLOC we have, all the control connection, whatever is configured is up. Partial means somehow some control connection is not up. Either we have configured on that way or either they are down due to any underlay issue. Control down means these are the devices or these are the control connection with devices which are down with the control connection. So you can click here, you can see here that's unreachable, that's unreachable, that's unreachable. Okay, so most of the time these alarm get generated when there's a migration happening. It's keep going shut, unsut, shut, unsut, reboot, going through the reboot. That information will get populated here and it will get some time to get flushed from this Vmanage dashboard. Again, full WAN connectivity. How many sites we have a full WAN connectivity? It says 0. Means if we have a 2 WAN link and everyone is about to make the control connection with all the controllers and everything is up, there's no such site. Partial WAN connectivity. Yes, we have 27056. No WAN connectivity. What means 12 device is completely down. Okay. Again, it will give you a brief idea how many sites or how many links we have, which is less than 10 MB, which is between them. Manage health, how many devices good, how many devices we have a kind of warning, how many devices we have a kind of error. Transport health, you can check here. Top application, you can check here. Application aware routing, what is the loss, latency, jitter for these application. That brief uh, details of all the overlay you can check from the main dashboard. Now, if you need to go to any device and check that particular device, you can simply click network part here. Just click on network. If you have the system IP, site ID with you, you can paste here. Otherwise, you need to search. Likewise, I have an issue with this device. I have copied this. I have pasted here. It will show you that particular device. In that particular device, you can come to know it's a VH or CH. What is the chassis number? What is the status, reachability? What is the site ID? How many BFD is there? How many is up? How many control connection is there? How many is up? What is if like on this particular device? Hello, is there anyone?
Hi, Sandeep. Yeah, one question just want to ask that how we will know that how many policies we are actually applying on this site. Actually, we need I think somewhere the bunch of policy like firstly we need to just click on the QoS, that is a default we are using on it, and QoS and firewall and
Yeah, I'll come to
yeah
that.
yeah
While just give me 2 or 3
yeah
minutes. Let me complete this. Okay.
okay.
So that's the version, iOS version currently running on here. You can download it also for some instance, if you want to check this particular device here, there's a lots of option
And
here.
one more question about iOS, that if I have my iOS is old in my device, so when I will collect when it will sync with vmanage, so it will automatically update the iOS, or
No, 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 no,
that
no,
what it
no,
will?
no, never.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to update the
You
iOS
need to.
first via vmanage only.
No, you can do it if it is not possible from vManage. See, what happen is if your device is running on 17.x, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and your vManage is running on 20, so
Yeah,
you will be
because
not direct.
vmanage also because vmanage is always work on the latest one.
We cannot say the latest one. What we can say, it's a compatibility downward or upward. So from the very lower version to very high version or latest version, you cannot directly jump on. From 17.x to 20.x, you cannot directly jump
Yeah,
on. You
yeah,
need to go to any mid IS
19
firmware
or
version.
18 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 19 or
Yes.
18 something. Then it will
Yes.
go to 20 only.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. No, so my question is, if I have just that 100 of devices with the associated with the vmanage, so the all iOS should be the same, or it can be up or down.
It can be up or down. It is the likewise in VT. It can be up or down. But why? What should be the action if we have a CA? These should be the tested from the product team. Okay, it is verified. We have verified this particular firmware code on these particular services. Like I'm running net, I'm using John-based firewall, I'm using
Yes. Yeah.
on-demand tunneling, I'm using these kind of features. Now the question is, what is customer is required? If customer is required on this particular firmware code, then I can go ahead and ask TDA team or our implementation COE team. Now we have customer requirement such kind of, and this firmware code is fulfilling without any bugs so far. For customer requirement, go ahead and deploy this with all the CSs. Same thing goes with VSs. So it's
Okay.
again the product team or the designer call, either the device is on the same firmware code or it could be up and down, but in the VT itself it is up and down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, as per the features, iOS should be updated.
Correct.
Yeah,
As per the feature or as per
likewise
the
it is.
customer requirement. For if
Okay.
customer don't need these feature, which is now
Right, it's not supporting in the
adver-
iOS, so
yeah,
we don't need that one. Right.
correct.
Okay. So how we will update the iOS in
I'll
from
I'll
the vManage
I'll
directly, or what?
I'll come
Yeah.
to that. I'll come to that also.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
let me finish this. So here you can see, if you want to check, this is the only single device output. Here you can see the utilization, the drop, the packets, the error, everything on that particular link. You have option here with the custom 1 day real time, everything you can check with that particular port. You can select from here and you will get the details here. Okay, that's the one thing we can do. Most of the time on demand troubleshooting is option here, but I have seen it's not working. However, DPI should be working. It's again matter of the feature we have acquired from Cisco or not. But yes, if it is working, then you can see the output here. If it is not, then you will not. So what is the important thing in this is that portion is troubleshooting here. Here you can do the trace out, you can do the speed test, you can simulate the flow, you can packet capture, you can check for app route visualization, you can check for the tunnel health. So that's the option. It's already inherit with this particular vmanage GUI, which you can leverage with for the troubleshooting purpose or the monitoring purpose. I will quickly show you the what I can show you. I will just show you the packet capture. For instance, you need to capture a packet on the transport VPN, which is our this interface supposed to be internet. And if you have anything, if it is source and destination IP with you, source and destination port and protocol, it is good. If it is not, you can simply start. So what it will do, either 5 minute it will capture only or either 5 MB. So what whatever is filled first, the capture will be stopped at that point of time. So like this, it is a transport VPN. There is a huge traffic in transport VPN. Everything is going by transport VPN. If you are not a specific with source and destination IPs or port and protocol, it will filled in a few seconds only. If in our case, we can say it's only 11 seconds and 5 MB get filled. So be specific for that thing. If you are capturing from Vmange, again, it's captured in the unidirectional. If you can download on it, it will give you a WISAC download. Somehow it is not working most of the time. It's worked now. Okay. So here is the WISAC. Here you can, if you aware about WISAC, how to check the things, you can manually check. Otherwise, that's why I told you that be very specific with source and destination IPs while running the capture. Otherwise, you will get each and everything here, and it's hard to determine what you are checking for and what you are getting here. So that's the one way. Other thing is very simple here. You can simply go and explore them one by one. These are only for the testing purpose and for troubleshooting purpose. You can get these things explored here. Most of the time, trace route or packet capture is very helpful. Ping also most of the time. So I will not dig into that more, because once you will start working, you will come to know by step what you need to do. Now, moving forward, there's another option called alarm. You can check alarm from here. At the same time, you can see here the bell icon. You can get the alarm detail also from the here. Okay. So each and everything you can see here, it's getting generated. If you want to check all, you can click on view. It will show you all the alarm here. Apart from that, monitor events log, you can check here what is the events going inside the Vmange from the device with statics it's getting from the end edge devices. You can check here. Moving further, this is the thing where you can configure, copy the configuration running local. You can decommission device. You can in last video I have showed you how to do whitelist and how to paste the serial.viptela file in the Vmange. That things can be done from here. Certificate, if you want to check, you can go here, check for the certificate status also. Specifically for controllers, you can check here. You will come to know that what is the certificate installed until when it is valid. So you can generate the CSR from here also. Okay, if any device, if you want to renew the certificate, you can manually generate the CSR, send it to the team who is managing that, the root CSR authority. If it is semantic, send it to the Cisco, they will send it Cisco. If it is Cisco itself, and then Cisco. And if it is any third party inside the BT, then you need to send to that team that CSR, and that they will get validated it that, and they will send us back the new CSR which is validated from our root CSR. Then you need to install this new CSR. Okay, apart from this is the one tool operational which is most helpful if you want to take the CLI access of the device. Do not want to go to the original CLI. You just simply want to access the device from here only GUI. It will also prompt you with the CLI access view. So you can also access the device from here in a CLI manner. Just log in with your credential, ACS, whatever it is, and it will give you a CLI access. In the tools itself, there's an operational command which is very beneficial when you want to take admin tag of any device. You can just simply click here, generate the admin tag, and it will generate. You want to reset any interface, You want to port hope the color, you can do this. You can reset any admin lock user, you can do it from here. Likewise, reset unlock user, I will click on what user is getting logged. If it is admin reset it, and it will reset it to the default value whatever configured for this admin user. Okay, here in administration, in the settings section, you will come to know that what is your vbond name, how the certification is configured, what is your organization name, what we are talking at the time of the device onboarding. That's the thing which comes from here. That's the vbond name which comes from here. Okay, controller certificate and authorization, you can see here it's a Cisco, so we don't need to worry about it. We can simply generate the CSR and sync with the our PNP portal, and it will renew them. Okay, web certificate is again the certificate which is responsible to access this GUI access. So if it is getting expired on any point of time, so we will be not be able to access the GUI part. So before expiring it, we need to renew it. Okay, this is ZTP. You can see here enforcement version. You can see most of the time it's disabled. If you can see here, that is why I'm saying here we are doing most of the time manually. Okay, close it. Most important thing is here is static setting. You can see here what is enabled or what is not enabled. So on the box itself, whatever the features like aggregated DPI, app hosting, app route, Breeze interface, Breeze Mac, Cloud, DPI, flow logs, interface, API alert, QS, umbrella, whatever the features is there and how many features we are enabled, you can disable it from here also. Or if you want these, all the information will not come to the vManage, it will directly go to the vAnalytics, what we are talking about earlier. Then you can select this and all these packets or statics will go to the vAnalytics engine, and then from vAnalytics engine you have a more granular view like we have in Meraki dashboard packet level. Okay, apart from that, cloud on RAM, software as a service application, if they have opted for any, then it is enabled. What the service they have opted for, it should be configured. Here in DHL we are not opting for this. Cloud service is enabled. However, what is enabled, but if we are taking anything, no, I don't think so. Okay, now one more thing is important here, which is data stream. That is one thing which supposed to be enabled. If you want to do any kind of speed testing from the vManage, it should be enabled. Okay, same thing if you want to troubleshoot anything packet and backlogs from the vManage, data collection should be enabled. Tenancy mode, it's a single tenant dedicated for one single customer only. And this is a very important thing here. So we have 250 GB of hard disk in this particular device, and it is hosted somewhere in cloud, not Cisco. So it's Azure hosted. So I am sure it is around SDD hardware, not the HDD. So what space we are giving to what particular things, what particular service, that is also allocated by this vManage here. Like for DPI, we are giving that much space, 50 GB total out of 350, and that is how much is currently it's acquiring. App route, that's the all thing you can check from here. Okay, software install time, again, if you are downloading, upgrading, activating any software, if it is not upgraded, downloaded within this 60 minutes, or not activated due to any loss, latency or link problem in 30 minutes, it will get timeout. You need to start again. That's the thing here. This is PNP. Whenever we need to renew any certificate, serials, that should be enabled. Or if we whitelisting any device, we can directly connect sync with the enable, and we can click on enable there. here configure device, and you see here sync smart account, give your credential here, whatever the PM for PNP, and it will any device which is whitelisted on PNP, it will automatically sync from this to DHL account. Okay, that's the another way. Okay, now I'm coming to question on how we will upgrade the firmware code. So you need to go to the maintenance. First, you need to check the software repository. Software repository is the thing, it will show you how many firmware version currently available inside this vManage, which you will or you can upgrade any device with. I'm still in, guys. So
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
okay. So these are the total firmware code which is currently available with this vManage. These are for the Cedges, these are for the vManage. Okay. So if it is available here, you can easily push or download or upgrade from the GUI vManage to that edge device. If it has a control connection up with the vManage, you can push it from here. If it is not, then you need to first um, add this device here to the repository. Either you have any TFTP server, either you have any WinSCP server, remote server, whatever you in your environment with customer, specific to customer. Most of the time this has been done by the COE and TDA team. Once this firmware code is validated by product team, they will give to TDAs, or TDA will add this software here. Now if the software is already here, what you need to do, again go to maintenance, software upgrade, and let's, for instance, I need to upgrade the firmware for this VH. It is running on this, you see 19.2.3. I want to, oh my gosh, current version is this, available is this, and default this. So this is the chaos done by COE team who upgrading it and not changing the default version. Most of the time it is same. Wow, great. Should be like this. Anyway, if I have this firmware code, it is running with this, I can simply click here to upgrade, because you don't have any available firmware version with it. You can click here from vManage, select the version which you want to move. For instance, I want to upgrade with this. So if there is a device in production environment, okay, and customer has given time for the evening, only half an hour or 1 hour, but you want to save your time in terms of when you join the call, you just simply activate the firmware. Uh, because downloading it will take all the speed from the WAN link, whatever is available, or whatever the connection with the vManage. If it is making control connection with MPLS, then it will take leverage from that MPLS link or use that MPLS link. If it is bridge internet, then it will take that link. So best practice is just do not click it, activate and reboot. Just click it and upgrade it. What it will do, it will push that image to the VH, and VH can have that image already available in the available version. Now when you go there in the activity time, just simply click here. Now once you download this to this particular VH, you will see here this is the current version and this is the available version. So now what you need to do, click on activate, hit activate, hit activate, yeah, click here and click on this particular version, whatever is available, and then activate. But when you will activate it, device will go through the reboot and it will take 10 to 15 minutes to reboot. Once you reboot it, make sure you are changing the default version also. Okay, so for instance, I have this device here, and this device has this current version. This is available version, and this is the default version, which is incorrect. So what it's supposed to be like, set default, this one, set as default. It's supposed to be like that.
The default is basically if it reloads, it will go back to that old image instead of the new image if you don't change the
Yes,
default. Okay.
yes. So that's the one way. Okay, now duplicate. So by mistake, I have selected two, both are success. So now I need to check first with this one. It has default version this. So I need to revert it back if it is done by mistake here. Okay. Go to here, firmware upgrade maintenance, software upgrade. Click here, this one, current version, default version. Okay, cool. What about this? Okay, not. I will check it from here. Okay, the second device is this one. Control C, and I will check current version, default version. Okay, then it's fine. Both are okay. I thought I have by mistake selected another device. Current version, default version. Okay, so that's the way, guys. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yeah. Can you hear
Okay,
us?
so yeah, I can hear now. So is it clear so far?
Yes.
We are actually exceeded to 2 hours for 1 hour, but somehow in the flow it's been 2 hours now. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, I'll take this as you know. Thank you.
All good.
It is, guys, I just want to know it is fair and going good, or
Yeah,
you
that is
need
going good.
something
That
extra.
is going good. No, that is going good.
What
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain is most operational thing which is required, means apart from the theory things, I am more concentrating on the things which we required on the operational environment.
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
understand.
So I think we can wrap up for today, and then I'll see when I can arrange the another session. So today what we have covered is uh, the GUI overall features, what we have available, like firmware upgradation, like how to make changes on device, any template from the CLI mode, how we can attach any device to template, how we can detach any device from the template, and what should be the things we need to reminder while we are attaching any device or detaching any device. And while we are attaching any device back to the template, it will give you a very big helping hand to check if you have done something wrong, and if even after that it has a lots of other capability also to roll back the configuration. How what is the basic configuration is required to make any VH and CH to join the Viptela fabric? What is these basic things we need to share with FE, or either we need to put into the device manually while FE is sharing the console with us? And the control connection, how we can check the control history. Okay, in the next session, I would say we can cover more on the troubleshooting things, where we can see if any slowness is happening and what the things we need to check on the CAs, on the GUI and CLI. Okay, how we can do the TCP dumps also to check the control connection, either why it's not forming with the Vmange or Vbond or smarts. If there is a certificate error, how we can rectify that, and if we have any way to download it from the Vmange Vbond to directly to the VH. So these things we will cover in the next session. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Sandeep.
Any question for me, guys? Geez.
That's good. But we can just next time we can just note down the one question like that, the how we will upgrade the iOS, and second one that how many policies we are default policy we are calling for the customer as per site, so that we can just uh, go through in the next session.
Sure.
Yeah.
In the next section, that policy part, I will cover how you can know that what is the policy coming to any VH and how it's reacting on these policies, how they are
Yeah.
configured on
And how we are
vsmart.
selecting it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, how they are
Because some are
configured
the
on.
default policy which we always called for the site, like QS, default QS and default. We just need to only click on this and just need to go to add on the list that these kind of policy we are applying default on the site as all sites. So these things we need to know that where need to
That
go and
things
select. Yeah.
for any customer here in BT environment. So the default policy is most of the time is your CFLOD. Okay. So CFLOD is one of the policy.
We can cover it in the next session.
Yeah.
Maybe it will, if you will start so it will go to next 45 minutes as well.
No. I'm not starting it today. We'll keep it in next session.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
guys. Thank
Okay,
you
sir.
so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
Sandeep.
Bye.
Thank you.